Hello, Captains. It's me, TONIK TZW, here in the Tier 8 Karl XIV Johan, and I've just called this one Did I Do That? Because I just got on with it in this game, and quite frankly, I have not played this ship a lot, and I think it was a campaign reward, wasn't it? A long, long time ago. Um, but yeah, absolutely bonkers ship. Don't know why I haven't played it more. It certainly is a good brawler with lots of torpedoes, very tough, and lots of secondaries. Certainly something to rival the German battleships or some of the Italian ones. So why I haven't played this one more, I don't know. Perhaps it's just a little bit of a sleeper. But we're running Janko Vukovic, who I think might be the only commander that we have for this ship. I'm running it pretty much as a secondary build, and I want to say that's Hipper and Haruna on there. Um, Excuse the fact that the guy there with his mic up, I had to mute him because he was playing music the whole time. It was really annoying because it was really crap music. But let's get into the game, shall we? Now I'm a brawler. I've got sonar, and we've got a destroyer in front of us. We've got our secondary boosters, and I did have to check to see what my sonar range was. I can't remember what it was there on the screen, but we are a battleship. We can brawl, and what we're going to try and do is support our destroyer, who seems to be incapable um, of really taking the capture point. He is going to zone torp, which is something that I've done, and I've actually got a game on my free-to-play account that I want to use an example of why you don't always have to cap. Not necessarily in domination like this, where there are four caps, but certainly in the smaller maps where there are only three, there is a broadside main. The second I fire my guns, he's obviously going to disappear. I've got HE loaded because I was expecting to go up against a destroyer in decap, but we are spotted, and now we're going to have to keep pushing forward because those guys are going to start blatting at us. But the good thing to see here is that we have got a Friesland in the cap, and that means that there are no torpedoes, but there is a Pommern out there, and he does have torpedoes, I'm quite certain. Now the black has got his radar running there. That's really helping us. The Friesland has obviously got his sonar going. And this is what I'm saying, guys, about backing up your destroyers on the cap. Don't always load AP at the start. You can load HE, you can support your destroyers, and certainly with a brawler build like this, with lots of secondaries on it, you can push in and support these guys. Now I am going to get flank fired. I know I'm giving up a lot of broadside there to these guys, and it could be very, very dangerous. There is another destroyer pushing our home cap. He's come straight through the middle of the map, and while I was spotted there by the guys off on the left, the Friesland did have a crack, and obviously that Pommern is running a secondary build as well. The black has got his torpedoes off, but I'm quite certain that the Friesland is still running his sonar, and that Pommern there is going to have plenty of warning of those torpedoes coming in. Now we are screened. The Friesland is spotted. He's about to put himself in a position he can't get out of, and we are obviously going to benefit from that one with a first blood. 21,000 damage so far. I mistakenly popped my damage control very, very quickly there. So yeah, single fire, damage controlled early game. Still got lots of hit points we can use, but we land a torpedo on the Pommern as well. And now we have also got torpedoes on the right-hand side of our ship. Is he going to bow tank us? Is this going to be a war of attrition with secondaries? We're going to go through the superstructure there. We don't do a lot, but the second two racks of torpedoes are coming up. Still very wary of potentially taking fire from the left-hand side. but we are going to hit that secondary booster. The Pommon wants to have a bit of a brawl. Torpedoes coming in from the black, so this Pommon is going to have to stay in a straight line if he wants to get through the middle of those, and that is going to set me up beautifully for my own torpedo run. But we get it with air fire. Those torpedoes would have accounted for him anyway. So this time we're going to let that fire burn because we're going to push into this island for some cover. We're going to go a little bit dark when we get under there. The Flander out there, AP, long range. I don't particularly know what size these guns are, but we get a tickle on them, but not much else. Had we had all 4 turrets, we might have finished the job there. But we get a hand job from Wargaming. 2 kills, 1 assist so far, and well, it's a cap assist, not a solo cap, because the Destroyer, as low health as he is, did stay on cap with us, I think. We're just under 100,000 damage, and I had to check there to see what the range of my torpedoes was because I wasn't actually sure, but it's like 10k. It's ridiculous, and believe it or not, but I have been torpedoed in a destroyer by one of these by completely forgetting that he has torpedoes. This Alabama is obviously a bit more wary. Looks like he is running a ranged and accuracy build because as my shells go all over the damn place, he scores a good chunk of health off us. But he is now in secondary range, and so we are going to try and angle it as best we can. 2 turrets only on this guy. Torpedoes are running, and we are going to push towards them. Let the secondaries do the work for us here. And having learned that he's quite clever at avoiding the torpedoes, does he avoid all of those? No, they run out just before they get to him. It sucks to be me because I think that would have been another kill there. We're through 100,000 damage now. He is long range. I'm not expecting many of these secondaries to hit, but we're tallying up the damage here. The secondary hits are rolling in. He gets another good hit on us. The other torpedoes are running, but look at this. This is the Black's torpedoes at long range, and we aren't going to get the kill here because the Black's torpedoes are. That was unfortunate because we had a second on our reload. But Giuseppe Verdi here, is he going to be the next man down because he's pushed back to counter us, but he's seen the Alabama disappear, and now he realizes that perhaps it is not the best place to be. We've got a lot of different ribbons there up on the top right hand corner of the screen. We're through 135,000 damage. I possibly should upgrade the secondary guns on this to be an epic mod as we finally lose our black. The Giuseppe is starting to run, but he made the mistake of getting too close in the first place. We pick up a high caliber at 144,000 damage, and the secondaries are going to keep running on this guy. And I had considered turning into the cap here, but I was thinking, do we turn into the cap? Do we push and support this guy on our left? There is still a destroyer, a radar cruiser, and a battleship out here. And had I pushed onto the cap, I think this would have been a much higher XP game. It is a slightly above an average game for XP wise, which is surprising given how many ribbons are up there and the medals that go with it. We're just under 145,000 damage, and I'm thinking, okay, we're not the fastest, but can we push this guy and pick up a little bit more damage? We let the destroyer go into the capture point and take that cap. Torpedoes coming in, 2 racks of. It's a Sumner. I was trying to remember, does the Sumner have 2 racks or does he have 3 racks? But what he does have is guns, and he's using them very effectively against this battleship beside me. Now the Belfast is out there on our left-hand side there, but just before we get our turrets around to lug guns on him, he pops that smoke screen and disappears. I don't know where he comes in the game, but the main is running as well. He knows he's being pressured. And our battleship is there. It's obviously trying to keep his bow in to the Sumner so that he can straight line any torpedoes that come this way. The Sumner, brave and stupid, he's actually got a big pair of balls to continue shooting at this Marlborough. And frankly, I think this Marlborough should have had that Sumner banged to rights by now and killed him. But I think he's trying to focus on the battleship. Biggest risks to him there is the destroyer. Honestly, switch fire, get onto him. I'm about to put a full send out there thinking, can I push through 145,000 damage? No, I can't, because the Marlborough kills the main. The destroyer is in his smoke screen. The Belfast is out there avoiding detection. And I do realize that we have a ship all the way down there on the south side of, or the sort of southwest side of the minimap, who I'm thinking must be able to push in on that Belfast. So I don't know what was going on down there, but it should have been quite easy to run in on that Belfast, but instead he turns away. He's full health as well, so he can certainly afford to take a little bit of damage from Belfast by running down his smoke, even if it meant eating a couple of torpedoes. There's another set of torpedoes from the Sumner, and I don't know if it's going to be torpedoes or guns that account for this guy, but then I realized that the Sumner may very well be coming for me. And I have armor piercing loaded because I was expecting to get shots on the Belfast, but now my risk is the destroyer. And you know me, I will always shoot at destroyers when they are spotted if I believe I've got a reasonable chance of hitting them. And like I said, I think my longest destroyer kill is something ridiculous like 19.2 kilometers. And it was a beautiful drop shot across the top of an island. But the Sumner has made his mistake. I know that the game is lost for Red Team. He's probably trying to take what damage he can from it. Our secondary is running. We miss with that salvo of armor piercing, and the destroyer is going to run and push around the corner as I become an island boy and therefore a sitting duck for this Sumner. My secondary gunners save the day there and give us a close quarters, 161,000 damage. And I'm thinking, okay, let's get this Belfast spotted. But no sooner does he appear than the game ends because we hit 1,000 points. So I think we could have potentially had 175,000 damage game in that one had we had a minute or so more. But I will settle for 161,000. As I said, average XP, but given that I haven't played this ship much, and I'll show you that in a second, getting top of the board with a damage score and setting a new personal best for XP and damage in one game when you've only played 4 games in it, that is a result for me. I will take that one any day of the week. So a ship that's a little bit different than you usually see me playing on this channel, and I actually didn't realize how well I was doing in that game until the Alabama went out of it, and I had a chance to look at the top right-hand corner of the screen to see how I was doing. Don't forget, smash that like button, leave me a comment, let me know what your own records are in the Karl XIV Johan, and until next time, as always, take care of yourselves, and goodbye.